to another episode of Boomer Barbecue. Today's going to be a short one. I was having a discussion with one of my subscribers about the covers for Char-Grillers. Now, Char-Griller and Char-Broil both had a reputation of being kind of flimsy, kind of cheap, not really thick metal, not heavy-duty stuff. As I already discussed in one of my previous videos, this XD Grand Champ is neither. Okay, it's solid metal, it's very good quality. They took the consumer's advice and added everything that they were asking for. So in my opinion, Char-Griller stepped up and is way ahead of Char-Broil right now. So Char-Broil's got a lot of work to do. If they want to compete, they're going to have to really step up and fix up the Oklahoma Joe, because otherwise I think more and more people are going to lean towards this one instead. But we were discussing covers, and he didn't buy the cover along. He bought the grill and didn't buy the cover along with it because he had heard that the covers don't last too long, you know, kind of flimsy. So we're going to take a look at this cover right here. The material it's cloth, but it feels like it's coated, and I'm not exactly sure if it's a vinyl coating of something, but it's not straight cloth. And it's, if you can see right there, there's some water beading on it. That's still from a couple of days, just beading, sitting on there. It just beads, so it's completely waterproof, this cover. So I think that this cover is probably just as heavy duty as the grill is. They really made this well, and it fits the grill perfectly, the stack and everything. The stack has a little handle up on top, so it accommodates that. It just sits, basically covers it from top to bottom. So that was something I knew I was going to do, was get the cover when I bought it, so I bought them together, and I'm happy that I did. Now the next thing I want to discuss, let me take the cover off this puppy, is another problem that the same subscriber had mentioned, and I had the problem as well. Let's cover off here. Okay, so the doors, on occasion, I've had a gap on my firebox where it would sit a little bit open. Now, what we're going to look at is these welds. Right here are the welds. They're very, very small. The hinges are small. So if you were to overextend them, like if you open this up and pushed it too far, it's going to bend. And if you bend it too much, you're going to end up with a gap in your door. It's not going to sit right. Okay, so and no matter how much times you press on it, it's just not going to fix. So what my solution was, I have a charcoal rake that I bought from, it's a Weber charcoal rake. So what I did was I placed it under this side first, and then I placed it under this side the second time. What I did was I put a little pressure so it would bend the welds back into place. And as you can see, it's flush again. Now I haven't had the problem on the big doors, but this other subscriber had both a problem with his cook chamber and his firebox. So basically what I told him to do, I wanted to get something that was kind of a standard size that would more than likely fit under there. And I said, you know, take a couple of pencils. So if you get an unsharpened pencil, if you get a box of pencils and you have a whole bunch, I would put one under each corner, like right under here, and on the other side under there, and then give it a light bit of pressure pushing down on it. And that should bend it back into place. Now, the door stops on these are basically the same thing that holds the hinge. So they put one on each behind, which does a pretty good job. The door is rather heavy, and when I open it, I'm pretty deliberate when I open it, so I don't put any pressure. So, I mean, I've been lucky. My cook chamber still sits nice and flush. but I have had the problem with the firebox. So I tend to, sometimes I'll throw it open, and that's like the worst thing you can do. So you have to really be, especially on the firebox, if you notice they have a stopper on the one side, not on the other side. Why they would do that, I have no idea. But that throws it off completely uneven. I'm contemplating getting another piece myself and welding it on behind basically the same way it is there. I'll just have to take a measurement of that one side. Yeah, these welds are, the hinges are not huge and the welds are not big. So they're basically almost just like tack welds. They really didn't do a heavy duty job here. They could have placed a little bit more metal, but apparently they didn't. So that's the one of the few flaws that this grill has. So like I said, I've done it with my charcoal rake, but something like if you have something that's the same size in diameter and you get it right under the edge here, so say like right here, and you would close it in there, it'll lift it up a little bit, and as you give it pressure, it should, you know, bend that weld back into place, and you should be able to get it sitting flush. So that's what I wanted to let you guys know about. Hopefully this will help out my subscriber as well. I haven't heard from him since, but I'm waiting to hear if my solution worked for him like it worked for me. So otherwise, everything's still good. Can't wait to get my 90-day review in. So alright guys, so that's going to end this video. I hope this helps if you're having the same kind of problem. I'm hoping, you know, if you don't have the cover, I would suggest you get one. You don't want to leave this out in the weather. We've been having really nasty rain lately, and my tarp gave out, and I neglected to put my cover on, and I got a little bit of rust around the edges. So I hit it with some oil, some peanut oil just around, just to keep the oxygen out. I'm getting a little bit of paint coming off over here, but it's nothing major so far. But yeah, it's always best to get the cover, because when it's not in use, you should have it covered. Keep it out of the elements. You want these things to last, you know, as long as possible. So they will rust on you. So all right guys, so we'll see you at the next cook. Keep on smoking, and we'll talk to you soon.